What is going on, guys? Welcome to a new video. Now, as some of you guys may know, Picapixel has released his very own trading course on gamersrdy. He announced it on his Discord server not too long ago. Here's the announcement on screen now, and yeah, it's on a website called gamersrdy, which does lots of courses for games, loads of different games, including Rocket League, and this is the world's first, according to him, Rocket League trading course that you can pay for. Now, as you can see from the website, it costs $20 to unlock, which arguably is quite a lot of money, but he does argue that that is the price of a black market from the item shop, so it's definitely worth it. In this video today, we're going to be going through the whole course. Obviously, I won't be showing it all on video because that's just ripping off his course and putting it on a video, but I'm going to go through all his course myself and review it and let you guys know if it's worth the $20 to learn to trade with his course. And before we do get into the video, everyone knows that credits from the item shop are extremely expensive, but AOA provides cheaper credits and cheaper Rocket League items for every console and every platform. Now, there's safety and security for every single order you make, and if you want 6% off, use my code UNLUCKY at checkout, because everyone knows how unlucky I am. And also, remember to use my creator code in the item shop, HT_FER, because it really helps support the channel. So when you come onto the gamersrdy website, you have this big purple screen called the Trading in Rocket League Master Course. Obviously there it says enroll now for $19.99. Now the main caption of this thing is learn how to trade in Rocket League and build your dream inventory, which is fair enough. Now as you scroll down, the page shows the content that will be in the course, so it gives you a little insight of what you can get when you buy it. It says how to trade, and it starts with the basics. How do I start? Golden rule. Where can I trade? Nothing to something, which I'm guessing is how to build up. Like the how to trade is probably the basics. Nothing to something is how you build up from the basics to get a good inventory. And then we got like do's, don'ts, and pro tips, which includes scammers and middlemen and all of that palaver. And then finally we've got the master quiz, which I'm guessing is a little test, and you know, we get like on the leaderboard and stuff like that, see how good at trading we are. So from this main page, the course does look promising. However, from this main page here, I do have one little issue. As you scroll down to the bottom, there's multiple points where it says enroll now. So we have one here, we have one here, we have one here, and then we have the final add to cart button down here. Now, each and every one of these buttons, when you click them, prompts you to buy the course, and I think adds it to your cart. Now, when I'm shopping online or looking for something I want to buy online, if there are multiple buttons and things I can click that are prompting me to buy it, it does make me a little bit suspicious because it seems a little bit needy. But I guess don't judge a book by its cover. We're going to hop right in, I'm going to buy it, and we're going to see how the course is. So in my opinion, the course is set out quite nicely. We have the course intro section, which has a little video and a little like text which explains everything that the course is going to cover. Now the first section is how to trade, and the 4 topics are the basics, how do I start, the golden rule, and where can I trade. Now I'm not really going to cover this section in much detail because it is literally very basic. It covers how to invite someone to your party, how to click invite to trade, and it also explains Rocket League Garage being somewhere you can find trades online. Also, the thing I dislike about this section is the golden rule. Now before you buy the course, he sort of advertises the golden rule as this crazy rule that he always follows when he's trading in Rocket League. Now not to bait it out or anything, but to bait it out, the golden rule is literally just patience and time. That's what he explains in the video. In the golden rule section, he just says it's patience and time. Now while I do agree with patience and time being the main factor when succeeding with Rocket League trading, I also think it's a little bit wrong to advertise it as some sort of get rich quick scheme. He didn't really directly advertise it as a get rich quick scheme, but he sort of really did push this golden rule that he has while trading, and it's quite basic. But other than that, I have no issues with this section. What I do like about the where can I trade section, however, is that he does go into quite good detail about, you know, Rocket League Garage and how it works and stuff. He just doesn't really use RL Trading Post as well, which is a brilliant app as well as Rocket League Garage. And he does encourage you to post your own trades and like keep bumping them and keep posting them and advertising it, which is really good because that is very important. Now, in my opinion, the most important section of the entire course is the nothing to something section, because this is the section that's meant to teach you how to build your inventory up and get more and more credits. So the first like subsection of this main bit is prices, and I do like this section. He goes over RL Insider and he goes over how prices work. He goes over all of the different blueprint prices for all different rarities, and he also speaks about how most blueprints aren't worth crafting, but some actually are, so do check your blueprints and all that stuff, and he goes over it quite well, so I do rate this part. However, he doesn't mention that RL Insider can sometimes be wrong, and I can give an example of this right now. It might be out of some of you guys' leagues, but AlphaCap, for example, on PlayStation is wrong on the spreadsheet cheap price. It's 200 to 220,000 on RL Insider for PlayStation right now. It doesn't sell for anywhere near that. I've seen big traders trying to sell for 180, even less than 180. So yeah, at the end of the day, like, RL Insider isn't always right, so do be a bit careful of that. But yeah, no, this section is really, really good, don't get me wrong. The next section, which is titled Supply and Demand, in my opinion is also quite good. It essentially describes why items rise in price, why items fall in price, and he gives some quite good examples. Now, this is a very important thing to understand when you are trading, because you really don't want to buy an item that's about to fall, because you will lose credits. Just as a little hint for my next Nothing to Something episode, I really did mess up, and it just proves that anyone, even experienced traders, can make big mistakes. You'll see in episode 5. But anyway, yeah, that's off topic, but yeah, this section is really good, and it is important for trading. Now we move on to the most important part of the course. This section is titled Best Trading Methods, and it's meant to teach you exactly how to build your inventory and get more credits. Now there are things this section does well in, and things this section lacks. Let's start positive and start with the things this section does well. It clearly explains that you should be looking at other people's trades to see what they are buying and selling for. So for example, you should go on rltrades.com or RL Garage and look for what people are buying, for example, Crimson Octanes for. And then you should look at what they're selling Crimson Octanes for. Now, the thing this section lacks is that he doesn't actually give examples. The Crimson Octane example I gave was one I made up. They don't actually give examples in the course. Now, despite the lack of examples, there are actually some really good points in here. Something they call the black market effect, which is talking about how newer players really love cheap black markets because it might be their first black market and it's a great feeling for them. Now, I've not really seen any other videos, including mine, sort of go into why the cheaper black markets actually have quite a lot of demand, but this really explains it quite well. Also, there's quite a detailed explanation about item overpay and how it works, which again, I do really rate. So this section isn't too bad, but it's not amazing because it doesn't really give examples and it doesn't show how you should lay out your trades, how you should set them up, and what items are really good to flip. Now, the next section after Nothing to Something is called Volatility and Update Content. Now, I've not really seen any YouTube videos go into this, like on the platform and tutorials and stuff, and it's talking about how you can make profit through updates and what items do when they're first released and what items do because of different things and volatility of items and why they go up and down. Now, very rarely do trading tutorials teaching how to flip items actually go into that, and it's quite an interesting thing to learn, especially if you're trying to trade long term. Now, it doesn't go deeply into like credit demand and like credit prices and stuff like that and how that affects items, but it is quite interesting, especially for newer traders out there. Now, downright the best part of this course is the do's, don'ts, and the pro tips. This covers things like scams in extreme detail. It covers every single scam, exactly how they work, and how to avoid them. Education on scams is something that is very, very important, especially for new traders because, well, obviously they're the most susceptible to scams. And since free to play, there have been so many scammers in the community. Like every 1 in 10 things I try and buy, someone tries to scam me. This section of the course also goes into quite a lot of detail about trading etiquette and middlemen, how to find good middlemen that won't scam you, and also how to like integrate yourself within the community, how to get stuck in there, how to get into Discord servers and make friends within the trading community that can help you in the long run. Now, again, I've seen no YouTube tutorials that really go into this and how to do this, so this is a very, very good part of the course. Now here we come to the end of the course where there's a little quiz to see how good of a Rocket League trader you are. Apparently you need 50% to pass, and I'm going to try and see how much I get. Let's see if I'm actually any good at trading. I mean, you would think my 250,000 credit inventory shows that I'm decent at it, but you know, this quiz is the be all and end all of how good you are. Just to confirm, this is actually the first time I've attempted this final quiz, so I'm going in blind. Let's see how well I do. Well, that is the end of the quiz. By the looks of things, I'm a pro trader. 100% in 43 seconds. Proper chuffed with myself I am. Hope you enjoyed the little lo-fi while I was trying to work out the answers. Well, there we go, guys. That is the end of reviewing a Picapixels entire trading course on gamersrdy. Now, for a final verdict, would I recommend this course to you? If you're a very, very new trader who's maybe just bought the Rocket Pass with their mom's credit card and you kind of want to get up to like some dream items that you've just been looking at on RL Insider, maybe that'd be like White Zombies or White Fennec or White Octane, whatever. yes, I actually would recommend this course. It goes into a lot of stuff that maybe YouTube tutorials do go into, but you have to sort of look at loads of different YouTube tutorials and do lots of your own research. This is all in one easy, compact place, and it's actually not too expensive. As Picapixels said himself, it is at the same price as one black market in the item shop. But if you're someone who actually knows how to trade and literally knows any kind of basics with flipping items, I wouldn't buy this course, simply because you already know everything it's going to tell you, and it's kind of a bit of a waste of money if you already know how to do this stuff. Sure, there are some useful tips and tricks that you might not have known, but I don't think that's worth the $20 you would be spending. I hope this video did help you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of my review. Was I harsh enough? Was I not harsh enough? And remember to join the Discord and check out oea.com. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See ya.